Hello, and welcome back to Beast Fables, a lovely weekly show where we follow the lives of tiny animals in a massive forest. We, of course, never stream for the first 20 minutes without actually any information going to the server. We always start on time. It's perfect. We're a flawless show. I am Brian, and I will be your narrator for today's adventure. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the founder of DOAD, a publishing imprint creating entry-level tabletop role-playing game content. I am joined today by three fantastic guests, Fraser, Atlanta, and Ver, who are finally reunited on an episode after a couple where the party was divided. I would like Fraser to introduce himself to us first.
Huzzah!
He is fantastic, he is fabulous, he is Fraser.
Oh, what an entrance. Hi guys, I'm Fraser, I use he, him pronouns, and I am an artist, illustrator, designer, character person of sorts. And yeah, you can find me online under lostastronaut. Yeah, I'm glad we're all back together. Let's do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Next up in the introductory order, we have Atlanta.
Hello, I am Atlanta. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me at Alpaca Scribbles on social media, etc. I will be playing Pipistrelle today, just marvelously. And yeah, it is. I agree with you, Fraser. It is lovely to have everybody back together, and I have the nervous feelings for today's game.
Thank you, amazing Atlanta. And finally, we have got the vibrant Ver.
Vibrant Ver. Wow, thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Ver. I use they, them pronouns, and just to parrot what others said, it's great to have the gang back and see where we pick up and what happened last time.
Today we are playing with the Adventure on a Dime system. It is designed to tell exciting stories with very simple rules. As you can see, we are playing on the delightful Roll20 platform. We can have all sorts of fun Adventures on a Dime character sheets that I can show you here. You can see delicious stats, all the things that Balthazar has in his bag, and we can even roll, as we love to, the cunning die to see how the game is going to go today. We have got a 2, a complication. I feel that things will be interesting in today's session. We are playing on Roll20, and they are basically like the Zoom of board games. You can play all sorts of role-playing games and board games on their platform. You can buy all of the cool sets that you need to go in the marketplace, or just make a free account and get going and do your thing. You can also find Adventures on a Dime on Roll20 for free. You can just use everything that we're using and just go for it. That's cool. Roll20 is great. We love them. And yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Actually, I would say, Atlanta, I would like you to summarize where we left off in the story with Pipistrelle last week.
Oh, all right. Okay, so we will have a very brief summation of the Pipistrelle adventure of last week, not just for
I would
the
say,
lovely viewers.
Wow.
Don't summate what necessarily the whole adventure. Just say where we left off on Loch Katrine. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Pipistrelle relays her side of the story to characters in the future.
So there was a parting of the ways a couple of weeks ago. Well, I say a couple of weeks ago for Pip. It was like last night. She was flying around, distracting the bat member of this red bandana gang, and it turned into a chase. It turned into a chase for the life of Pipistrelle across Loch Katrine. Where she started flying towards Bramble Fork, changed directions, headed towards Blueberry Pond. Things are going very badly. She definitely nearly didn't get killed by an owl. She definitely didn't get the other bat killed. That is not a thing that ever would happen.
Oh my god.
And by some miraculous, cannot actually quite believe it moment, after being slapped down into the water and nearly drowning, and being kind of nibbled on by a salmon, she makes it to a rock. She lies under the stars for a minute. The dawn breaks. Pipistrelle has survived the night. Can't actually quite believe that she did it. I got so lucky with some rolls. But after a little break, she goes off to find... She sees a light in the distance in the middle of Loch Katrine. She assumes by the kind of yellow-greenish glow that it is Icky Lucky. She flies out into the middle of the loch to find her friends, and she finds instead the prow of a boat sticking out of the water and the boater that she made Balthazar floating in the water. And that is where we left off my session, and it was awful. It was both incredibly elating to have survived, but then really
Humbled.
scary. Really scary to see the boat was gone and Balthazar's hat just in the water. It was I think I had a full-on 5-minute scream at Brian after the session was over and after we stopped streaming about it.
And to clarify for people watching and listening, neither Atlanta nor Ver and I have watched the episodes that we were not in.
Yes. So we're all going into this a kind of blind.
Kinda without eyes.
So let's kick off from that. Pipistrel, you have circled round the water here a little to see what you can find, what seems to have happened. You are on the prow of the boat. It is sort of floating, sort of like the Titanic. Sort of like the tip of it is just out of the water where it's kind of sunk. And because it's a small boat, because it's animal-sized, it's not going to completely just sink down into the water, but it's now just sort of like flotsam floating on the very surface of Loch Katrine. Your one claw of your foot actually gets wet as the boat sinks beneath the surface with your weight as you kind of stand on it a little, and it bobs back and forth. You look around and you feel it, because I feel all animals, as we've discussed, have an innate sense of the changing of the seasons. But this is the first dawn of autumn. The air is cold in a way that it's not just a cool for summer. It is, summer has ended, autumn has begun, and mist burns up, roiling around the loch and on the hills, and you are sort of in this sort of, we call it purgatory, this sort of liminal space where you're surrounded by rolling clouds of orange and gold and red on the lake, and your vision is of the other areas is completely, you can't see either bank because they're just obscured.
Wow, misty autumn mornings. Beautiful but very sad.
Yes, you're kind of holding on to this the straw boater hat. Straw boater hat that you
made of grasses.
For Balthazar, and there is no sign of the green light you saw. It would be gone now, or not perceptible because it's now day. And you have no vision of anybody. How are you feeling?
She is kind of exhausted. She's still kind of recovering from the night before. She did get very lucky. While she had a near-death experience, she actually didn't get injured. She's just exhausted. She does have a bit of a cut on the back of her neck from where the bat scratched her, but it's not very deep. It's a very shallow cut, and it's kind of already dried, etc. She's tired, but again, after the exhilaration of seeing the light on the loch and thinking, okay, they're all right. It's that creeping fear is now starting to take over, because she doesn't she knows Balthazar. I don't think Balthazar would ever just throw the gift that she made him away, or at least not to her knowledge. So she's confused and she's scared because there's no sign of Ludson at all. There's nothing in the water. There's nothing that belongs to him. None of his tools, and nothing. So I think she'd be sitting on the prow of this boat as it's sort of sinking and bobbing on the water, and holding the boater, kind of running it through her little bat hands, just looking around, seeing if she can see anything, at all, a movement in the fog, anything,
I want you to make a cunning check for me, as you're being aware of your surroundings.
Oh, hang on. Apologies. Need to open up my character sheet. There we go. Cunning. I don't think I can tag anything for this anyway, so that's fine.
4,
It's a
success.
success.
You are sitting quietly, just sort of breathing. The mist is sort of making tiny little droplets on your fur as it slowly rolls round and over you. And you sit on the boat. You're not quite sure for how long. You're sort of like looking around and staring and accepting what happened last night and how you got here and how you're still alive. And you stare up. You see a small shadow of a seagull high above sail over and then fly on. Another seagull, maybe the same seagull, maybe a while later. And then, how long do you wait?
I think while she's kind of taking in her surroundings, she will, tuning into the sort of bat instinct, she will be listening, because I suppose if it's still and quiet on the loch this morning, the sound might travel across the loch. She's just trying to like listen for any like chatter, talking, another beast, anything that might indicate a direction that she should go, because right now she's just kind of in the middle of Loch Katrine on this boat, no friends, confused. She doesn't know where they are.
I'm gonna say that if you're just trying to listen, make a cunning roll for me.
Yeah, again, there's nothing I can really.
Well, don't you have your keen ears?
I don't. It's not. It's not a skill. I wouldn't mind. I know it's kind of.
I mean,
not
is
really,
it a
okay.
talent? A trait even?
Creature feature.
I should really have that as like as a feature. Really, is keen ears.
I feel like that might be. You've got Scout coming up. You could always take off one of those skills and put a new one in, or that could be maybe your trait is you've trained your ears. Something to consider when you finish this job off.
Oh, I like that
now,
actually. Yeah.
For
now,
I
think for now it's just gonna have to be a straight
I
roll,
don't think it's quite staying alert, because it's not like you're trying to
No.
be aware of danger incoming. You're just sort of like trying to see what the world throws to you. So just make a cunning roll for me.
Yeah. Please. Oh, yay.
So a success. You sit on the boat, and the sun slowly rises in the east, getting higher and higher. The fog turns from a rusty red to a bright fiery orange to yellow to pale blue, and then starts to thin. And you see all of kind of the area of Loch Katrine like open up around you, so you can now see the banks. You see where you are on the loch. You see that there is a trail of smoke, like a campfire, coming from over here, where I've made a little X on the map. Just to the north of you, there are a few trees and bushes dotted here and there. There's another campfire over here. You see various smoke coming from, not fire, but like city, like city smoke coming from like New Jam over here.
Wow. Okay.
You also see wisps of black smoke. So this is like something that is like smoldering and burning from Lallas Dock. You presume that to be the boathouse that is put out, but sort of still slowly going, as large fires do. They take days to put out or to kind of cool down. You don't see any smoke from Blueberry Pond.
Thank God.
We use we don't use coal. We use electricity.
Little frog generator, little toad generators. They've got the bikes.
So they're very advanced.
They use those
we
chemical
employ hamsters.
No, I was gonna say they use those chemical like little clicky hand warmer thingies as like little frying pans.
Aww.
Yeah.
Nah.
Cute.
And you hear thin but strong someone whistling, just a little melody, roughly over here near where the trees are.
Oh, okay. Whistling.
I'm gonna say it's closer to. That's actually quite far for a beast. I'm gonna say it's closer to like here.
Oh, okay.
To the mouth of the river.
Oh, okay. Whistling. I don't think Balthazar can whistle. I don't think that's no teeth. I don't think that's
We don't need
whistle
teeth.
either.
I mean, Listen has a.
whistle.
Oh,
That's true, actually.
you don't
Listen
need
has
teeth.
a little wisp.
Oh, that's another
Little
little
wisp.
Oh, that's so
wisp.
sweet. I didn't know that.
You wisples.
Okay. Oh, but yeah. Okay, so there's. Okay, I see. Okay, so I can see the smoke from
Oh, yeah, that
places.
really
I'm
got
trying to.
me.
Oh God, I don't. Ugh. I think the only thing that she can think to do. I guess if there's I think she might fly over to where the whistling is coming from, because maybe it's a beast and she can ask if they've seen a rat and a toad together at some point.
So you start to fly over, and it's easy enough because you can fly. You're a bat.
Yeah.
You flap over, and you see two beasts. I think they were a stoat and a hedgehog,
okay.
standing by the shore. Could you please describe the beasts, Fraser and Ver?
Yep.
Oh, no.
So you see a little stoat that is its coat is turning blonde, kind of turning into more of a kind of winter coat, something a little bit lighter. And she kind of stands kind of tall, like on her little hind legs, with a wee bag across her, like on her shoulder, like a little side bag that's kind of been dyed this kind of
Oh my god.
pale pinky purpley kind of color, like it was with like a kind of raspberry color. And she's just kind of walking along, kind of whistling.
The other beast is not a hedgehog. It is actually a beast that I think. I'm not sure if Pipistrel would know what it is.
Oh, really?
But for the benefit of the audience, this is a raccoon dog.
Oh, wow.
It is a very big beast compared to kind of the average. Because I think they're like about badger sized.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
A
like
little bigger.
between a badger and a fox, I feel.
Yeah, and it kind of has the appearance of a not haggard, but like a creature that's been through a lot. It's a little kind of like ruffled, a little rough looking. It has a little neckerchief and some like kind of specialized like a vest that's also like a backpack. Like this is a kind of looks like a hardy traveler.
Oh,
who's
wow.
been
Wilderness
through a lot.
survival raccoon dog.
Yeah,
Wow.
something like
Bear
that.
Grylls of raccoon dogs, if you
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
I think you all need to know right now how incredibly unhappy I am. This is Atlanta the player.
You also notice that the stoat, her little like claws are painted.
Oh my god.
I
love.
I just want to ask, in your little pink bag, do you have like a woodlouse poking its head out?
Oh,
Yes, of course.
Oh, a woodlouse. Pet woodlouse. Oh, I love this. Okay, this is sweet. I'm also very upset with all of you, and see me after class, please.
So you fly over and you sort of circle and you see these two beasts. What do you do?
Well, I think she sees the like she would have met stoats before. There are stoats in Odok. That's no thing. That's no whatever. But she has never seen a raccoon dog before. I don't even think they're not even native to the UK. I don't think.
They are native to Eastern Europe.
Yeah. So she
And I'd say
she's
this stoat is a little larger than the stoats you generally see around Odok and has slightly different proportions.
Okay.
It is a foreign breed of stoat.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's really interesting. So I think she, like, her first instinct is like, okay, that's not what I was expecting, but all right. But I think she's feeling a little bit desperate right now because she doesn't know what's happened to her friends. So I think she'll land kind of close so she can talk to them, but like not so close that they're like, oh, a threat. You know what I mean? She's been through a lot. She's feeling a little bit edgy right now, so she doesn't. And she also doesn't want to incur the wrath of beasts she doesn't know. So,
I mean, you're very small. I don't think
She is very small.
Raccoon dog would be scared of you.
no, it's not so much like, not so much a threat of like, oh, this tiny minuscule bat is going to attack us, but more just like suspicious, like, what does this tiny little beastie want?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
So please have a conversation.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that the raccoon dog will see Pipistrel at a distance and kind of like because it's walking on all fours, and its nose kind of what is it called? Like scrunches up, like he's thinking.
Okay.
And he turns, just kind of like looks over at the stoat, like, what's that? And he looks over at you, Pipistrel, and he says, pretty late out for a night dweller.
Oh my gosh. Pip is kind of taken aback by the voice. Doesn't again sort of was not expecting because doesn't know what to expect.
Oh my god, is that a bat?
Oh no.
It's so small, it's adorable.
Pip is now very confused. She's gonna sort of wander up very meekly. I'm gonna say right now she looks rough at the moment. She looks very tired.
Poor little thing.
She'll kind of this is going to go into her whole being a long-eared brown bat, otherwise known as a whispering bat, sort of in this little voice like, oh, I'm so sorry to disturb you on this fine morning we're having, but have either of you seen a rat
So much
or a
word.
toad?
What do you need?
She kind of like recoils a little bit. It's like a rat and a toad. Have you seen any?
Rat and toads. It's Stacy. We have, no? You know what? What is your name, little bat?
My name is Pipistrel.
Okay, Pipistrel, you come back to camp with us. And he continues walking.
Oh.
Does Raccoon Grills, do you like continue with your task and then go back to camp, or do you go straight back to camp?
I think he's pretty done with his task. I think he's been the one working while Stacy's been just like, oh my god, this.
Wait, the stoat is called Stacy.
Yeah, and what about it?
I didn't know the stoat was called Stacy. Okay, I kind of love that. Sorry.
Yeah, he's because he's pretty thorough at what he does. So I think he's done. I think he was just looking for extras.
Yeah, like you've got like an armful of like wild garlic. You've got some field parsley. You found a carrot and a potato, small one.
Yeah, well, I think it's that he finds them and Stacy puts them in his bag because he doesn't have as nimble fingers, but he's good at carrying stuff. Like he's good. He's been good at like digging it up, and I guess as a raccoon dog, he does kind of have those weird like kind of humanish hands, but it's easier if Stacy packs it up.
Yeah.
Digging.
So I feel like you've been doing all this work, and Stacy's like, "Ew," and then putting it into the bag. Ew.
Yeah.
Moves quite fast. He's quite big.
I don't want to crack a claw.
I don't want to break a claw.
Oh my god.
Do you want to eat? You crack claw.
It's not worth the cost.
What an unlikely pair. Pip looks very bemused right now. She's just kind of watching them like, what?
Come.
Oh, all right. She's gonna do her little like T-Rex walk and like kind of run behind this raccoon dog.
Yeah, you do this little bat waddle.
Yeah, little bat waddle.
The raccoon dog kind of looks at you, Pip, and once again, kind of like his nose scrunches up a little bit as he's assessing you, and he says, "You look horrible. Climb on back. We'll carry you."
Oh.
Don't be so mean. I think our outfit's really cute.
Oh. She'll nod and she'll like sort of gently like climb onto this raccoon dog's back, but as she does, she hasn't like asked them their names yet. She'll say it's like, thank you. What do I call you both?
Well, you can call me Stacy, and this is Pepper, and she'll open her little bag, and the little woodlouse will stick its little head out.
Oh,
and
Pepper.
it kind of like, and it kind of just like wriggles its head a little bit as it kind of like.
It sort of like uncurls its antennae and tastes the air, and then similar to you goes like, ew, but like
Yeah.
a woodlouse squeak, and then curls back into the bag.
Oh,
She's a bit moody. She doesn't like being up this early.
she's very sweet though. Sorry.
No, sorry. The raccoon dog kind of rolls its eyes at the woodlouse and then says, "My name Krzysztof. From far away.
Oh.
You local? What you doing?
Yes.
Like bats don't swim."
Pip thinks back to the previous night and privately says to herself, "No, they don't." She pauses for a second and then says, "I was looking for my friends. They were supposed to be waiting for me out on the lake last night, and I saw their signal that it was safe. But they weren't there this morning, and their boat has sank, and I don't know what's happened to them."
Oh, that's horrible. I hope you find them.
Me too. She looks really sad now.
Oh, cheer up. Do you want to help Pepper? She likes cuddles. She might be a bit grumpy, though.
Oh.
You are handed. I feel like Stacey would just hand Pepper over.
Yeah.
You're handed
Yeah, it's
just like, you're just
a
handed
scaly
this
ball.
woodlouse.
Pepper doesn't unfurl.
Oh, like Pip, this is kind of like a weird thing for like to say about Beast, but like Pip loves like pets. That's why she liked Icky Lucky so much. And she kind of she gently strokes the ball that is Pepper. And saying,
Sort of like with your fluffy fur, like polish the scales a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, that's really sweet. I like that. But yeah, she kind of she's like she doesn't know these beasts, so she's kind of not going to say any more than that. But she will ask them. It's like, oh, well, where are you two going? What are you two doing all this way out here?
Well, I was meant to be here for the summer visiting my uncle, but I seem to have gotten lost, and I run into Christopher here.
Krzysztof.
Sorry, Christoph.
Krzysztof.
We're great companions. Yes.
Krzysztof, or Krzyś, kind of, he always takes takes a moment before he starts talking. And he says, I travel. I like to see new place. I'm from far away. I passed a great lake of salt, if you will, to get here. Nothing like this Loch Katrine of yours. Much bigger.
I think it's pronounced Loch Katrine, actually.
Don't care.
Just may have picked up from the locals.
Oh my god, these two. Yes, Pip looks to. I'm sorry, I don't know how to. I'm gonna try and say his name. Is it all right if I say Christopher?
Yeah.
I think Pip would probably again she'd like try and say his name properly and get it wrong.
Christopher is fine. Everybody here calls him Chris or Christopher.
But she'll turn to Christopher and ask, like, a great salt lake. You must. I've heard stories of great salt lakes before, but I've never seen one.
Far, far south. I don't know word in this language. Mine it's morze.
Wow. I don't even think I would know what the word is in our language, let alone in anybody else's. But what brings you to this part of the Bristley Woods? Are you working?
No, my legs brought me. I just walk here.
I kind of love him. I think Pip would like to sort of turn like to Stacey and just say, it's like, and you two, you happen to meet out on your adventures, on your travels?
Yeah, we just like stumbled upon each other, and you see her like she's kind of got her claw out in front of her, and she's just like checking each nail to check she didn't chip any of them.
Oh my god!
Yeah, we
A
just stumbled
disaster
across
has
each
struck.
other.
Disaster has struck. One of them, the paint is flaking.
Oh my god, no!
Don't go into high pitch. It hurt my ear. Don't.
You take
Right.
a willpower damage from the sheer
Yeah.
pain
Oh my god!
of having flaked like not Christopher, like Stacy, like just it's a disaster. This is the end. Your journey,
What is the point
you
of going
die
on
here
anymore?
Oh my god.
Don't worry, you cry in camp. Just keep walking.
Fine, I suppose.
And so I think with this sort of gentle plodding, I say gentle, it's like being on a bus. There's like this blump, 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 blump from Christopher, and Stacy just sort of like sashaying behind, like, oh, I'm gonna die.
Some mud on my toes. Ugh.
Oh my god.
You eat potato, you feel better.
And as you cross over the river, there is sort of like a makeshift bridge that is old and weathered, that seems to have been built here and then long abandoned. So it's not like it's deteriorated, but it's not like gone. And it's made from several large logs that have been sort of like sawn in half and then laid out and then kind of like hammered and dug into the earth. You cross over the river and you get to the camp. So I'm going to remove the other X's from the map because they're not relevant right now. And you are at the X. And you cross into this sort of semi-permanent enclave. It's a large tent for Christopher. You've got a smaller tent for Stacy. There is a pile of wood. There's a campfire. There's like cooking stuff out, and I'm gonna say, because you're on the side of Christopher, you don't see this until you're set down, and then he is Christopher's he
is a man.
A man.
Yeah. So Shish kind of turns around and starts like taking off the jacket and unpacking the food. You see just like Balthazar and Lutzen and, of all things, Mikhail, under blankets with, like, little cups of soup.
Oh my god, okay.
And I feel like
God!
Balthazar, I don't want to put any words in your mouth, but I think the first would be like, oh, hello, Pipistrel!
Well, actually, no, I think there's, like, a confused croak, and then but Pipistrel! And then the cub from his, like, he would throw the cub, then he stops because it's a cup that someone gave him, and he gently puts it on the ground, and then runs out from underneath the blankets and runs to pick her up.
Oh my god, you guys! I swear to God, you really threw me for a loop there. I'm like, oh no!
I didn't realize you meant that Toad and Rat. I thought it was the other ones that went past earlier, but okay.
I thought this frog. No?
I thought this frog. Yeah, like Pip would have like slid off Christopher's back, and it would have been like she would have done a squeak that was like a bat squeak that was so high that nobody else heard it.
Oh,
well, Lutzen would have heard it because Lutzen rats have incredible hearing.
That is very true. So like
Lutzen kind of like covers the ears and then like whips round to see you, knowing that like who the screech belongs to, and will put his thing down and will run over as well. And we'll lift up both of you in a big hug.
I feel like Lutzen was maybe drawing some schematics in the dirt with a stick because Lutzen was bored of just drinking some soup, and then immediately treads all over them to get over to you.
Yeah, his tail brushes through both, like
Just
brushes through
ruins
it.
yeah.
He runs up and grabs both of you in a bigger embrace.
Yes.
And lifts you both up.
Pick up Toad and Bat hug. Oh my god, I might do a cry right now, guys.
Oh, I'll just say, Krzysztof looks at you very, like, he's always completely deadpan, but he looks at you, Pipistrel, and says, I told you come to camp. Surprise. And then turns around to start prepping food.
Oh my god, I love him. Pip, like, she's been holding Balthazar's boat the entire time, by the way. She's half laughing, half crying. It's like, oh, my dear friends, oh, I was so worried. I saw your boat in the water, and Balthazar, your hat. And she kind of like waves it like from the middle of the hug. She like waves the hat around. She's like,
where did you find it? When the boat tipped over, I thought I had lost it.
I found it floating in the water. I thought the worst. I thought you had both gone elsewhere, and I didn't know where you'd gone. And then I met these two, and she gestures to Stacy and Christopher. I didn't know what to think. She's like, yeah, she's like that, like she's not even laughing now. She's just like, she's like almost bawling. She's so tired, and she was so scared that you guys were gone.
Icky, Lucky, and Pepper are playing on a log.
Oh, cute.
Oh.
Oh, cute. I love that.
Oh, Pipistrel, we're so sorry. We unfortunately had a bit of a boating accident. However, look, and he points over at Mikhail, Sir Mikhail, the little cultit that used to work for Chipper.
Yes.
He has a tabard with the Blueberry Pond crest on it.
Oh,
And
he made it
Balthazar says, for all the misfortune, we did encounter Mikhail again, and we were just resting up, but we were about to speak. After having had rested up, we were going to go over a little bit of, what it is exactly he was doing here and his mission, and a lot has happened while we were separated. But let's.
I think Mikhail chips in and says, yes, Balthazar's just caught me up on everything you guys have been up to the last couple of weeks, and I guess it's my turn.
Oh.
Yes, indeed. But Balthazar's gonna quickly run up to get his little cup of soup and give it to you. Pipistrel, and say, come rest yourself. You look so exhausted after this night. I imagine it must have been terrible. Here, come sit. And he's just going to invite, usher Pipistrel to have a rest.
Yeah, she's almost so overwhelmed with just like seeing you both and seeing that you're both like okay, that she's almost like she's speechless. She's gonna like sit down, like she's gonna take off her flight suit, so she's like fuzz up her fur, and she's like gonna curl up in her little wings and just like listen to you both talking. she's very happy and content right now because everybody's okay.
Aww.
There's like a very gentle like background noise here of like the of shish with like a little tiny massive raccoon dog, tiny little knife, just like chopping up vegetables, and the wild garlic and the other things, and then like whoosh, of like flipping them off of like the chopping board into like a frying pan that's over up to the side of the fire, and there's a smell of like green cooking, and she's just making pancakes, like savory like pancakes.
He's making naleśniki.
Oh, delicious. Like, okay, actually, because it's me, and you know this is gonna happen. Like, Pip is like looking Balthazar and Ludson up and down. Like, do they look hurt, or are they just like tired?
I would say they look tired. There's definitely like a slouch when they sit down. They're not perky. And they don't look any more or less hurt than they were the last time you saw them.
Okay, good. That's fine. She like.
Actually, no. There is a clonk. There's a bit of a raised bump on Lutson's head.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly.
Yes, maybe. I don't remember. Fraser doesn't remember. Lutson would.
No. Balthazar's got like a bruise. On the back of his head. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think she's kind of like doing the kind of the friend checking over of like, but obviously she has no idea what happened to them last night, as much as they probably have no idea what happened to her. So.
Well, I think I would just say Balthazar will notice her looking at the bruise, and he says, "Don't worry, I got hit by a boat on the head."
She looks really confused. How?
Well, the boat tipped over and I fell into the water and the boat fell on me.
Oh, that doesn't sound very fun. How did you must both enlighten me. What happened to you last night? Because I saw Icky Lucky, I think, in the middle of the loch, and by the time I got to you, the boat had sank.
Well, we kind of bumped into Mikhail, quite literally.
Oh.
Yeah, things didn't really go to plan. We got a bit carried away while we we're on the loch.
Well, I mean, we were going according to plan. We found our way by looking at the stars and were rowing to the greatest of our might, but in our zeal, we didn't quite see that we had firmly lodged right into the driftwood that Sir Mikhail was on top of, and that caused our boat to unfortunately capsize. And we lost much of everything that we had. I managed to
everything. And
I
you
managed
see, like, a
to-
big sigh, and like his shoulders droop, and like his tail kind of deflates a bit, and he's just
Oh
like,
no.
You look back behind them, and you notice that Balthazar has his hammer, and that I think Lutzen, there's like a coil of rope you saw on the side of his bag, but other than that, and his like glowing bowl of moss, like his kind of terrarium. But other than that, nothing. No bags.
Oh no. Oh my god. Everything?
Everything.
everything.
Oh.
When we were making a check to not have the boat capsize, both of us rolled a hijinks.
Yeah.
You are kidding me.
We wish we weren't.
Well,
That's
that was
had-
when you rammed in, you rolled hijinks, and then when you tried to write it, you've rolled hijinks again.
Yeah,
Oh,
3 hijinks
yeah.
in a row.
It was
God.
like quadruple hijinks.
Oh,
Yeah, it was really
yeah.
bad.
I feel awful because the rolls that I had basically when Pipistrel got slapped into the water, she was like swimming for her life. She was having like this salmon was like kept like biting her leg, and she was getting more and more exhausted. She nearly drowned, and I rolled 2 crit successes because I rolled at disadvantage.
Honestly, I mean, that's the better option, because you were
I
on
know,
your own.
but
we had each other to like rely on.
Yeah.
I feel so bad because I feel like I must have taken all of the good luck because I got 2
Well,
crit
actually,
You just reap the benefits
when
of
we
our
were
bad
in the
luck.
water, because I guess Balthazar will kind of explain to you, over the course of me explaining, now explain to Pipistrel. When the boat capsized, we that's when Balthazar got hit with the boat on the head, and he had his armor on. And everything was like falling, or all of our stuff was just sinking,
into the water.
including his hammer.
Oh god.
So he went for it, and I actually managed to roll a bunch of crit successes to see it, recover it, and swim in full armor, and with the hammer up to the surface
Very
by
nice.
using mud fury techniques, because they like sink and float in the water in armor, using special kind of like breathing and paddling techniques.
Nice. That's so
But
cool.
yeah, after our quadruple hijinks, basically Balthazar managed to save his hammer. We got up, and in the meantime, Lutzen realized that there is a little bird in the water. He managed to save it, found out that it's Sir Mikhail. Balthazar resurfaced and joined them on the capsized boat as we were just kind of sitting there. And then Mikhail told us that he has, he was like super surprised to see us, and said that he lost, in this collision, he lost a sealed tube, some manner of documents that he was out to get and bring back to Blueberry Pond. And this was in like this, I think, tin or something tube, so it was metal and it was sinking. So Balthazar had to take another, go into the water again. Though Lutzen gave him his bioluminescent moss, so he had light underwater, and Balthazar like sunk as far as he could, actually found the tube, and once again swam back up with it.
Oh my god.
It was a lot of checks. It was a lot.
And
Yeah.
we ended the episode on, because we also, the only item we managed to recover from the water was also the bottle of cider, because it was kind of floating, and it was slightly open, so we all just drank it.
On top of it.
On top of the capsized boat.
Nice.
And that is where we ended the episode, but while you were away to get your water before the episode, we decided that our characters would have gotten on the driftwood, I think, that Mikhail was on,
Yeah.
and rowed to the shore, and that's where they met Stacy and Krzysztof, who took care of them.
So I made like the decision that
Y'all are mean.
when
Yep.
when you were searching for them, that it had been like a fair few hours since I left off with them. It wouldn't make sense for them to stay there on a sinking boat. That's not. Essentially, there was a hole in the hull, and while it was capsized, it wasn't going to immediately sink. I didn't want to like, let's drown you as well. That'd be awful.
Yeah.
So I was like, after a few hours, they would go to shore, either on the driftwood or on the boat, and I thought it'd be more dramatic to have the boat floating, and that's where we left off with you. So yeah, everything's connected back up.
I will own up that I did suggest having 2 characters on the shore that were not us.
Fraser.
And the like 5 minutes before the session where you nipped away to like get stuff before we started, we organised the characters and who they were. In literally the 5 minutes as you were like up and away.
Holy shit! Okay, like
Improv.
I like a round of applause to all of you for being so like just so committed. I thought this was like super planned, and you were all like, yeah, they're like your best friends in this campaign. Yeah, they're dead now. Wait, like here are your new campaign friends. And I was like, oh no! I was going through a process of mourning.
We're sorry.
It's too good of an opportunity not to pass up.
Yeah.
I also
I
feel
feel
like it fits the story really well. I think that's a nice little comic relief.
No, it's wonderful because like
for yourself.
I don't know.
But we have to do it. Just Fraser, I want to do a scurry with Stacy. And
Yes. Oh my god. Wait, can we have done a scurry like from Blueberry Pond, like outward or something? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
So I feel like the scurry would be from the camp to get to Blueberry Pond, with like an animal following you, kind of, maybe like a wolf or like a large dog or something.
It's Manus.
Oh my god!
Oh god!
Manus got
Excuse me,
lost.
Is this where? Is this Blueberry Pond? Is this the way? And
Oh no.
Oh my god!
Krzysztof
Amazing.
is
Well,
just like,
I feel thoroughly japed right now. I feel thoroughly. I feel like I am the butt of the joke, and that's fine because let's be real, Pipistrel really is the butt of the joke of this whole campaign.
no, she's not.
Oh, she's not.
She's the cutie pie of this campaign.
Oh,
God.
like because obviously.
Me and my 4 cunning on Balthazar is what
You met this disaster rat that keeps killing people?
But I love the disaster rat, and I love my good toad boy. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I might go. I'm probably gonna go listen to your campaign when I wasn't there. But like, my god, I spoke with Brian afterwards about what would have happened if I hadn't had rolled the literal miracle saving throws of 2 crit successes when I was rolling at disadvantage. And Brian was like, yeah, she probably would have died.
I didn't say probably. I said that there was a potentiality all the way through that you could have died. It wasn't off the table.
Yeah, there was the possibility that Pipistrel might not have actually made it to the dawn. So there was a big moment where she basically like lay under the stars and was just like, I am so happy and thankful to be alive right now. Because it wasn't just like a bat chasing her, it was a bat and an owl, and she made a bad decision. I say bad decision. She made a decision to save her own life that it basically meant the death for someone else. So like,
Beast
wow, that makes 2 of you now.
Yeah. So, like, I feel like Pip and Ludson are gonna have to have a chat at some point because, oh boy.
I imagine as we've just been exchanging our stories, Ludson's been drawing in the ground with the stick that he had previously, like little doodles of us on the boat and like Balthazar sinking into the water with the like kind of glowing moss orb and like out chasing an owl.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, I like
Going into
that.
the dark.
I like that. That's really sweet.
He's
So-
doing what we do in Roll20.
Yeah.
He's doodling for us.
Draws a little hand pip in the
Draw
corner.
the trauma.
Oh God.
Realizes what he's done and puts his tail to
Scribbles
scratch
it out.
away. Yep.
It's not trauma, it's drama.
Oh no.
So, I think we'll move the story on a little bit, and you can catch up with what happened with Atlanta, who kind of gave a little summary of this at the beginning, so you guys can have a talk about that later. But I think right now it'd be more interesting if you questioned Mikhail.
Yes, yes, please. I think Pip, while obviously listening to this gripping tale from Balthazar and then giving her own story, eventually would turn to Mikhail and say, "But our dear Mikhail, I see you're in the regalia of Blueberry Pond. You must tell us what you've been doing. She's very happy to see him as well and see that he's okay.
So Mikhail kind of sips the last of his soup and sort of goes, well, I was on the log in Loch Katrine, hiding out for some seagulls who'd been following me. I had been on a... Well, it's a long story. Where do you want me to start?
How about from the last time that we saw you? Everything in vivid detail.
Well, I had porridge, and then I got up and I had a stretch, and then he kind of laughs. And he sort of says, well, I flew north from Willowmood, where you'd shown me on the map, to Blueberry Pond, and it wasn't that hard to find. I mean, you're on the other side of the loch and quite away from most other beasts, but it's open sky. When you're looking down from above, it's quite easy to spot. So I flew down and introduced myself, and I met a rather loud toad, Lazarus.
Yes! Yes, that is... I know him!
And I explained the situation, and he was very enthusiastic. And he introduced me to everybody, and there are a lot of toads at Blueberry Pond. You know this, but there's like 400 toads.
You see Watson's face pale a bit, and then kind of like his eyes kind of glow, and he's like, mixed emotions of like, wait, that's a lot of toads. Wait,
Many toads.
400 Balthazars? Hold on.
Isn't it wonderful?
He's sort of like, yeah, there's like the cartoon math of like Balthazar times 400, saying, isn't it wonderful? 400 times at the same time, and it's just like,
Starts drawing 400 Balthazars in the dirt.
Yes.
I'd also say, Lutzen, just a little side thought, there might have been maybe that many rats in the nest. Maybe?
That's fair, actually. Maybe.
Like, it was quite a large community. And it gives you feelings. So, Mikhail then goes on to explain. So I met everybody, and for the first few days, the weatherworts, they really like me. They don't leave me alone. They ask me questions about what it's like being so high up and seeing the land from above. Every moment they get, I have to hide in trees sometimes to avoid them, because they just don't stop asking questions. They wanted me to map all of Loch Katrine from above. I didn't have the heart to tell them, but I can't draw. So I met this other toad, Quell.
Yes, I know him.
Actually, you don't.
Is there a toad that you don't know?
Oh.
So you go, I know him, and you go, wait, no, that's Quest.
Oh no,
that's
I'm thinking of
toad.
Quincy. Because
yes,
there was another one.
Yeah.
At the very beginning of the game.
There was a Quincy, and there's a
Quincy
Quest. You do know...
and Quibble.
And Quibble.
Sorry.
From the
Thorny Log.
Yes.
Is what it says here. But yeah, but in that case, he says, I know it. Wait, no, I don't know him.
Well,
What was that?
They are from the Thorny Log. They're with a group of mud furies who are stationed right now. They're in the garrison at Blueberry Pond. They seem to be following up on some kind of trouble. They won't say much. Quell won't say much to me, other than that someone seems to be interfering with Thorny Log and causing infighting, and it's not a toad. And the Toad Council at the log doesn't know how to deal with it because, well, apparently toads don't infight. They seem to get along quite amicably. So I've been running messages to a correspondent who's been also investigating this sort of trouble at New Dam, a frog called Red Spring. I was returning from the latest trip across the loch with a message that even Red Spring wouldn't let me open. He said that he was in trouble. Red Spring is a frog. He said he was in trouble. He didn't think he'd make it back, which is why I was flying at night, because the message is very important and I haven't opened it. And then some seagulls started following me, and it was terrifying. You've seen seagulls. They're massive. They're bigger than a wildcat. So I tried to hide out on a piece of driftwood, and then, well, I got hit by a boat.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry.
And he sort of pats you with one wing and says, "It's all right. I'm sure I deserve it."
No.
Oh, you definitely don't
Not
deserve
at
it.
all! What? How could you say that? You're wonderful!
A sort of cosmic balancing of the scales. Sorry for setting Willowmoot on fire.
Oh God.
Oh, wait, you see Watson like twig a little second there, and he's like, "What do you mean you set it on fire?"
Well, you know, being involved with Chipper and all of that. I assume that... I mean, I was out cold for most of it, but I think I probably contributed to the whole thing somehow.
Oh no.
Watson kind of sits back a little bit and just kind of like, he just goes quiet,
Oh.
and he's kind of mulling things over.
What? This tale tale, these facts you tell are very concerning. It's a manner of infighting among the toads what's never been heard of. We love each other.
I'd gathered. Also, a little tip. If you make a pun about tail, as in a story you tell, and a tail like a bird has, the other toads at the lodge love it. They keep asking me to tell it to them, and... I mean, I find it boring, but I think it would really win you some new friends, Balthazar. Though I guess you're probably friends with everybody already.
I am. I really want to meet Quell and make friends with him too. With them too.
Keep it in your back pocket. Quell seems a little, colder than the other toads, I'll be honest.
Mud Fury, you did mention. Yes, they are. They are the cream of the crop when it comes to our warriors. So, I suppose they carry themselves with a different kind of demeanor than the average toad.
I don't think I've ever seen them smile.
Balthazar thinks about this and considers it, and she's like, I don't think I have either.
Because you've never met them.
Oh.
Have I not seen a Mud Fury ever?
Oh, I thought you meant Quell. Yeah, you haven't seen Quell smile because you've never met them.
Sorry, I thought that he says that Mud Furies never smile.
Oh, yes. I mean, you say that and he's yeah, well, no, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you've never seen a Mud
but-
Fury smile either. I mean,
Yeah.
most Mud Furies are very stoic.
Yes.
But also, yes. All of the different kinds of conversation happen, and it was fine. And yes, words. Hello.
Well, I think like Balthazar's a little like he's a little fidgety and a little like he has a very like clearly conflicted face. And where is Thorny Log, actually?
So Thorny Log is actually off the map. So it is here. If this is the map that you have.
Are you clicking somewhere?
I've drawn a little X off of the map next to it.
Oh, it's all the way there.
Yes.
wow.
And what
Wait,
I'm going
why
to do
would-
is... So, it's off of the map that you have. Also, by the way, guys, you don't have any maps anymore. All of them were lost in the various
lost-
events. So,
We've
this
all
is
lost
your
maps.
memory of having looked at it for several weeks. You don't have any maps of reference anymore.
Dang.
Oh.
We might have to fix that.
Yeah. I think wait, so Mikhail was running correspondence between Blueberry Pond and or Blueberry Log and Thorny Log, but she was now sent on a special mission to recover. Like it's
No,
yeah,
so
I think...
I'll make it a little clearer. He was running correspondence back and forth with an agent in New Dam, between Blueberry Pond and New Dam on the map. So I'm just getting a thing ready on a different screen so I can show the viewers at home what is going on. But yeah, so I'm going to draw a line. Mikhail was going back and forth over the loch because toads from Thorny Log have come in to Blueberry Pond investigating some kind of like external messing with their political system.
Gotcha.
And
and then there was also the frog the frog is in Udam?
Yeah, the frog is the person that
The investigator.
Mikhail has been in contact with. The frog is also investigating this sort of like collusion, like stirring the pot almost. Yeah.
I think Balthazar, he kind of turns to Pipistrel and Lutzen, and he says, I know that business with Chipper and recovering the Iron Beetle is of utmost importance, but I'm very worried to hear about this, whatever this division is sown among doads. It could be very dangerous. And, do you reckon we could perhaps look into this in some way at some point? I should like to help my log and other toads in figuring out what is happening exactly.
I mean, of course, Balthazar, you've helped me and helped us thus far. Of course we would help you, I assume.
Of course.
Watson will look at Pip.
Oh yeah,
Willingly, but expectantly.
Yeah, no, she is nodding along to what Ludson is saying. It's like, oh, my dear friend, of course this is not at all the normal kind of news we would expect from a toad log.
So I've just checked the map, and I'm going to go over for the people on the stream so they can see it. So if you guys are looking at the YouTube in like 10 seconds, it'll show up on your screen. But if we go to the Beast Fables world map that you can get at Linktr.ee Linktr.ee/DOAD, you can see that I called it Blackberry Log because I'm really inconsistent with my naming, but it's on an island in the middle of this mini loch that feeds into Loch Katrine, and it's above the Pricks Pine area of the woods. It's sort of the northern district of the Bristley Woods.
You say all these
see
words
here.
and I know nothing.
So yes, Blackberry Log is another toad
Blackberry.
stronghold. And like many toad logs, it is isolated not just by location, but also by the wide lake waters that surround it.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're
toads
saying all
want to
these words?
participate in society. They are their own society.
They were like,
They're
we're
off the
good.
grid.
It's like, yeah, we're
They're
good. We don't...
Mormons.
Quite literally.
Oh my god. That sounds so exhausting. Oh my god.
Oh my
It
god.
sounds
Oh my
like
god,
one
that sounds like a really
Right.
nice retreat though. Oh my
That's
god.
amazing. Like, you get really at one with nature, you know?
I'd say like, Stacy, you are listening into all of this and also just painting your nail.
Oh yeah.
Very slowly and delicately lacquering the claw again.
Oh, that's cute. Pip is watching Stacy do this with interest because this is not something she has ever seen any animal in the Bristley Woods do before, which is painting their claws.
My goodness, you have got such beautiful claws. Do you want me to do yours?
Can I? That's literally Pipistrel.
Of course.
Yes, please. She holds out like one very long-fingered
kind of-
bat hand.
I imagine she kind of like takes back a little bit. She's like, oh, those are long fingers, but sure.
You take out, Stacy takes out like a little flat piece of wood that's had like very fine sand glued to it and starts to like buff and correct the cracks of like your long abused claws.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow. Tell me more, Mikhail. This
Are we
is so
going anywhere on
interesting.
holiday?
I like 100%. Like while like Pip will still be listening to everybody talking, but like now she's getting her nails done because I love that this is a thing that we can do in this game. Beast Fables.
Lutzen, have you had your nails done?
Oh, Lutzen already has his done. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
so like Lutzen, you
Like-
realize as you look over, like Lutzen has got like blue nails or like little green
I was
flowers.
thinking blue as well.
Oh, cute.
Yeah,
Yes.
blue nails and little green flowers painted so that they
Yes.
like
Oh.
they could spell out something if you wanted. Maybe they spell out like love and hope.
No, bad bitch across the.
Bad bitch.
Bad bitch.
I was gonna say like, Stacey probably while talking to Pip was like, your nails are in much better condition than that friend of yours. His were disgusting. Looks like he never treated a nail bed in his life. Oh my god.
And Pip looks at Lutzen, who I like to imagine like holds up like a paw to show
Mm-hmm.
his pretty nails, and she's like, "Ooh." She's
It was like
excited.
a full day's work. Ugh, I never worked so hard in my life.
I'm sure you're very talented. And sort of Pip is like looking, like she's now like looking at her hands and like goes like, what the heck is all this stuff? Like, this is a new experience. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
like-
Stacey's buffing, she's sanding it, she's cleaning it, she's...
Yep.
Shishtifer sort of like, not muscles, but sort of like asserts his presence into like the circle of beasts and says, food. And then sort of just lays out what he's been cooking on like
Also,
on
as he
a board.
does, Pip, you now notice that his claws are also treated and painted.
Yes. I love this. This is so cute.
It's make.
This is how they became friends.
Promise, so she stopped talk.
Well, Pip takes a like a closer look at his nails and says, "Oh, it suits you very well, though.
Imagine they're like a deep purple.
Beautiful. Yes."
But open to interpretation, for...
Yeah, no.
It is your spontaneous character after all.
He will say, it reminds me of some flower back home. It's nice.
Oh. Pip smiles. She thinks that's really sweet.
Oh, you're too cute. Christopher.
It's
She's
first
really
time
trying
you
to say.
try. I appreciate. You can call Chris. It's fine.
Oh, thank God. That's how much is there?
Oh, I'm gonna miss these two, I swear to God.
Oh, I both love and hate these characters.
They're kind of
Why hate?
I love them. I think now that I know that like Ludson and Balthazar are safe, like I full on love them. I hated them when I first met them. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Wow!
I've replaced my friends. Just wait and let me try.
Exactly. I was like, you replaced Balthazar and Ludson with these two. Oh no.
Fuck around and find out, bitch. George.
Stacey accidentally cuts Pip, and she's like, "Ow!" And Stacey's like, "Oh, that was your fault for moving."
Oh my God, you moved.
Anyway,
Anyway, it was derailing so hard.
So
Yeah,
Mikhail is preening his leg feathers, and you see that also
Aw.
he has painted claws.
yes, little painted bird talons.
And he said, "Oh, so what did you? Where was I? I can't remember."
I think Pip's gonna look to Balthazar and say, you know, oh Balthy, is this what you want to do? As we're not too far away, do you want to go back to Blueberry Pond and check on your kin and see how they all are?
Well, one thing that I was thinking about was, you see, when the boat capsized, we lost most everything. We don't even have food for journeying, and we don't have a map. We really are bereft of anything but what we have on hand. So perhaps if we... Well, it's hard to say. If we took a detour to Blueberry Pond, we could count ourselves better prepared for what's ahead. But should we do that, we might lose this momentum that, or what's left of the momentum that we had in our hasty pursuit. And that would give, for lack of a better term, our enemies the time to prepare as well.
I would like
It's
to
hard-
say, Balthazar, I would like to remind you that you still have one question from your boon.
Oh, shit.
So if you would like to ask a question at any point and get a full answer from the narrator, you may.
That's a pretty good...
Yeah, you know what? He's thinking about it, and he reaches deep into the recesses of his consciousness and opens his third eye.
Mhm.
And I should like to ask a question.
The way
Would
you
it-
have to phrase it, it has to be about the consequences of an action you take.
Yes. At the state that we're in, without provisions or tools or weapons, if we go to pursue Chipper and the Iron Beetle, would we have a lesser chance of succeeding in recovering it? Or like the flip
So-
side, would we be better off by getting additional provisions in Blueberry Pond?
So I'm gonna start by having Mikhail chip something in as you guys are like, oh my god, I love that the third eye is below, not above.
Yeah, it's in
This
his
little
mouth.
doodle.
Oh no, that's terrifying.
Oh lord.
He's just eating an eyeball.
It's Chippers.
Also, nobody commented on my PogChamp.
I fucking love it. I was
Sorry.
waiting, but
Wait, where? Where?
Oh,
Oh my
it's
god!
Oh, it's pogged. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Can't tell it very well. I was trying I was just like tabbing over to look at a picture of it. It's not the best. But
You guys have been drawing. I'm like, but like this is what I drew.
Oh my god, there's so many cute drawings! I have to
They're
scroll to
speech
show.
buddies. Because they're babies and they're friends and everything's
Puppies.
fine. Puppies! Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
Mm.
Anyway, Balthazar is opening his third eye.
Mud champ. Ugh.
no.
So, okay, if we start streaming on Twitch, that's what the emoji's gonna be.
Yes! Mudchamp. Love it.
Horrible.
Okay, so
Mikhail chips in.
So Mikhail chips in, and this is part of your answer. Mikhail chips in says,
Yeah.
well, I don't want you guys to lose momentum. I didn't know that boat going over the loch last night was Chipper, but you were hours away. It passed me in the water. Ladies' Bank looks like it's burnt out, but the loch pirates keep a cache of their own things in one of the burnt out huts. I'm sure that if you were fast and you were quiet, you could find new supplies there. Now, this is the narrator's answer. You don't know what you will be able to scavenge ahead of you. Without supplies, it is going to be a lot harder to catch or to overcome Chipper and whatever Chipper is preparing to defend the Iron Beetle and do with it. If you go to Blueberry Pond, you can resupply, and you know that your friends and family at Blueberry Pond will happily give you anything you ask for that you can carry, because it is a well-established stronghold. You are a knight of Blueberry Pond, but you will lose Chipper. It'll be a day's hike there, a day's hike back to where you are now, another day maybe to get to Ladies' Bank, and then start your investigation to try and find Chipper. You will most likely lose.
A real conundrum then. Goodness me.
You see, we'll most likely lose as in Chipper, not lose like the game.
Oh no, you can't lose a game like this.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
right.
That's true.
You get a Blueberry Pond, it's like, you have made the wrong
Yeah.
decision.
Game over.
I wanted to zoom in, not do that. Well, I guess in that case, I'm just gonna have a coughing fit, and then,
Your third eye
Yeah,
closes, and you go,
yeah, because it's in my throat, so I swallow.
yeah. It's not your
swallow
third
your
eye, it's your
third
throat eye.
Throat eye, yeah.
Grim.
Gross. Okay.
Death
So-
Goth Den.
Disgusting.
Well, in that case, I think I will beseech the players, less than the characters. How would we like to proceed? Because, like, I feel like, yeah, we could really swing it either way.
Yeah, there is a lot to be said for going to Blueberry Pond to get like guaranteed get supplies. Like they might even have like actual weapons that we could use.
They
might,
will.
like-
They will have weapons.
Oh yeah,
They will
exactly.
also
Like
have Mud Furies.
they will also have Mud Furies. Like we could actually like, who knows? Maybe we could even get like a little bit of armor so we don't take quite as much damage.
Rat armor.
Rat armor. We could get rat armor. I want tiny rat
In
armor.
all fairness, I think all armor in Blueberry Pond is just
Yeah.
made for toads.
Oh,
I don't
that's
think
fair.
they could bang out.
You
like
forget
a
that what's
plate
in
for
the
you.
grandpa.
Ooh,
You're not
altered
wrong.
toad armor to fit
Oh,
bat and rat
shit.
bodies.
You could
Yeah.
break it open and
It's-
like reform it slightly. It
it's-
doesn't need to be a full suit. We just need to be adapted.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
could be like a just like a breastplate kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, I'm like I'm obviously Fraser. I can't speak for you, but like I'm definitely like I'm really torn right now because it would be
Yeah.
great to go to Blueberry Pond and like really resupply, but we're so, like
Because
I feel like
were
we're
the
so close
supplies
to
at
Chipper.
Ladybank? Did it say?
not guaranteed,
No,
I guess.
not
I think
guaranteed.
Well, no, it's just we
like
don't know.
there is a
what we'll
cache of
get.
supplies, but you don't know what's going to be in there, and also there's a chance that how you handle that situation, you might not get
could
that
go
cache.
badly.
Yeah, that's
Frankly,
true.
we don't have enough with us right now to do anything. I have a
That-
bit of rope and some goggles and some glowing moss.
That's
so
true.
we're kind of fucked.
I mean, I mean, yeah. Honestly,
to put
yeah.
it nicely.
Like, no, you make a very valid point because I think what does Pip? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I still have my letter opener. That's really helpful, and my goggles, my poultice. I have my berry hook knife, but it's too big for her.
Mm-hmm.
I have my beeswax, and that's it. I don't have anything else.
I'm going to say that Shish, sort of just like hearing you guys discuss and plan, sort of just like grunts, like and sort of like nudges one of his bags, and it sort of the flap opens up, and you see that there are dried mushrooms and like fruit jerky inside.
Ooh.
And I don't think he's the kind of person, Ver, tell me if I'm overstepping, to like explicitly be like, please take the food, but he's just sort of like implicitly offering.
Yeah. He that is. I think that is a absolutely sound kshish. Because he is like just how he just like picked up Stacy. Like he is very helpful, but just in that way of like in this kind of gruff like dad way.
Kind of paternally.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Like a
I think
hard
he's-
exterior, a soft nougaty interior.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
his
Fraser
outview
is
is that because he's very big and knows well how to survive, and I'm sure he saw a lot of like not cool stuff. And his outview is that like everybody deserves to survive, so he will always try to provide the bare minimum for anyone.
Oh.
I think
to
like
help
he
them get about.
he is technically a loner.
Yeah,
in that he astray, in that he wanders the world. No, he's not astray. He is a loner. He specifically likes to travel and be on his own.
Oh,
It's not
yeah.
just that he's ostracized. He's like
Oh
he
no,
is
yeah, you're right.
a
sorry.
loner. And
Interesting.
but the loners have a code, and it's the same code wherever you go. And the rule of the road is that you help.
Yeah,
Aww.
help
Interesting.
others along.
And Stacy
Nobody
loves her their
deserves
nails. by then.
annihilation.
Yeah. I think, I mean, in character, Pip would would have heard him make that sort of grunt noise, and like sort of the nudging of the bag, and she would just kind of like look into his like face with that kind of like inquisitive little inquisitive bat face, like, you know, and sort of get up and.
Well, I
Basically
think
just like-
if I can speak for Kshish in this moment,
Course,
he would
yeah.
just kind of, he would just say, I'm good forager. I can find more for me and Stacy. No problem.
Oh, I think Pip would sort of like look at all the food and say, is there anything that we could give you in return for taking some of your supplies?
Well, suppose barter fine. You do have berry hook. Too big, but good for my paws.
She'd take it out of her knapsack and like holding it in like both of her hands.
It look funny in your tiny hand.
Careful,
She-
those are still wet. Just watch yourself with the blade.
Of course, like she'd hand it to Chris and sort of see like what he makes of it.
I think he'd take it in his paws, or in one paw, and just kind of do that, like almost like a swish, like turning it around, just kind of seeing how it feels, the weight of it, and he'd kind of like nod and say, "It's fine too, fine trade, if you wish to trade."
No,
Yes.
There's anything you need repaired or fixed at all.
I do own repair.
That's fair. Fair. You seem pretty self-sufficient.
Well, I feel this is a very fair trade then for some supplies then. And she'd look to the other two like I suppose it doesn't really matter where we go yet, but at least we have some food to get there.
I think it's safe to say things took a bit of a turn that none of us were expecting.
Oh,
So-
that is for sure.
It's probably best if we go and stock up now.
Hmm. We need to decide where. I suppose we need to decide where we're gonna go.
Yeah.
I think probably Blueberry Pond.
Do you think?
You guys think? Because I will say, from like the Balthazar and the thing, on the one hand, I want to go to Blueberry Pond, but
Yes.
and Balthazar does because he hasn't been there for a bit. But like, because he has his hammer and his armor, he's good to go. Like,
Yeah.
I actually don't need additional provisions for him. So I guess to me, it's like, for me, it's mostly what you guys think that your characters need. Like, if you think that we're gonna get into an altercation, then probably having weapons would be good. Or if you think that, we need things, because I'm guessing if we go to Blueberry Pond to reprovision, we're probably looking at investigating and maybe like subterfuge, sneaking. I'm afraid that Chipper is gonna go to the Stone Fangs, and the Stone Fangs is like a den of nasty things.
That is very true.
So I think it's like we'll be ready, but the odds will be, or the risk will be much heightened.
Or I suppose like the way that I'm looking at it is that I think maybe we have like two potential outcomes. Like, she goes to the Stone Fangs, and we're going to need like a full party invasion of the Stone Fangs.
Well, see,
To
but
be able to
nobody's gonna
recover it.
do that. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
the Toads won't do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
why would they?
Or we have to hope, because we know the beetle is damaged and is not walking very fast, that she will take, like, if we're kind of correct in thinking that Lady's Bank is like, oh, it looks all burnt out, but it's actually like a secret, like a secret, what do you call it, hideout,
Lair?
basically, that she
Yeah.
might stay there for a while to try and repair the beetle, and we might, if we're, we
That is
might be able to go to Blueberry Pond.
I
Lend
just
a bit
don't
of
know if
hand.
Brian will give us that.
Yeah, I don't think Brian will give us that either. I am just hoping.
Well, I mean,
Hey.
so
I will do whatever the story demands to be interesting.
Yeah.
That's my
Well,
motivation.
I
True.
think we probably should go to Blueberry Pond though, because like Pip has nothing helpful
yeah,
right
I
now,
hope-
and she's also still a little bit tired and injured, but like
Lesson's
Yeah.
not really made to fight, but at the same time, I'm kind of trained to be a bit more resourceful in a pinch. And
Indeed.
So that's something that is in training, but is by no means fully fledged.
fair.
So I don't
I
really
mean,
know
I
how
feel
much
like
use I can
Lutzen
have.
is at his like super best when he has his tools.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
then he's able to whip up something or fix something.
Mhm. And
Which
I
would be
could probably
really
collect stuff
helpful
en route
with-
and figure something out, but it would be very unlikely.
Yeah.
Don't know where
That's
you'll
true.
find cogs out here.
Yeah. Exactly.
No.
Yeah, I think Blueberry Pond is probably our next bet. We're just gonna have to hope that
Okay.
we can catch Chipper someday.
Well, we
The-
might be able to sail across the loch to make up some time from Blueberry Pond.
That is true.
As a
I think.
So long as
I
you
mean, after
keep
how
an eye
it
out
went-
for driftwood.
Oh god.
After how
Could
it
you
went
imagine?
last time.
Well, yeah, Lawson doesn't really like the water, I guess.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Lesson doesn't like being on the water. I feel Lesson wants to build a fish mech.
Yes.
Fish mech.
What kind of mech does he not want to build at this point?
So I think Balthazar will kind of say, like, to kind of put our choices into play. Balthazar will say, there is merit to the momentum that we have in this stash that Mikhail mentions, and I am, for all intents and purposes, ready to go. But after what we've lost in the water, into the depths, and Pippis, sure, I know that you have been bereft of a weapon since way back when we went to Mushroot. So, if the two of you would feel better prepared going into all of this, with provisions and tools, then I know that we will be able to find them in Blueberry Pond. But I just imagine that, given what we have done at Lala's Dock and the pirates knowing of our presence, they will be anticipating us, and we'll have all the more time to prepare for our arrival.
That is true.
You're very true, Balthazar. But honestly, I'm useless without any of my tools and equipment. So I think it's probably his best.
Quick comment with Lutzen. I thought that your new job.
Well, yeah, like it's not set yet.
Yeah, but you've got like the skills. How far in are you training them up? Because it could be just as an interesting route, maybe for the thoughts to be coming in of like, maybe I'm never going to be able to get the perfect amount of tools. I should try and cobble stuff together. That could be a thought that Lutzen could have as well. You can choose for Lutzen to be like, I need my tools, but I just want to make sure you don't feel like pressured into being like, without my tools I'm nothing, because I feel like all characters have the capability to be like heroic in their own way.
Yeah, I mean I think that is a thing, but I think he's just more practically having nothing at all.
The role play of him is like, I need my tools. Cool.
Yeah.
I need something to do anything really. We're a bit low on everything.
No, I mean, you say this, and Balthazar is gonna walk up to Lutzen and tap him on the head and say, but I think that is all you need to solve any problem ahead of you.
Oh.
Well, some snacks would also be quite useful.
Look, Shish has got us covered!
That's so
The sort of like potato-y, herby pancake is sort of still like gently steaming in the middle of the trough. Mikhail has already like pecked half one down.
I was gonna say like while
this is very good.
Like while they've been discussing stuff, Pippa's been sort of like discussing, but also like in between, like talking, she's been like nom 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 nom, because she's hungry. Yeah, I think, but once you like, I think once they sort of like eaten and like had their fill and stuff, I think Pip would sort of pipe up and say, I think I don't, in our current state, I don't know how we would take Chipper on anyway. And it sounds like this, whatever is going on in Blueberry Pond is important to you, Balthazar, and I feel that we can at least take a look.
So this sounds like you guys are going to go to the Blueberry Pond?
I think so.
Yeah.
You guys are happy?
I don't know. I'm still.
Of our actions.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't want to either.
I mean,
but...
I think Balthazar will bring up. But I suppose it depends on how we imagine that things will go. If we're looking at a fight, at a physical altercation, then I suppose I am the most well equipped, and both of you are missing weapons or protection that could soften blows or blunten them. However, if we're looking at using our wits or our charm, then we do have everything we need.
We are pretty good at that.
That's a good point, and we're so close.
The goal is within sight. We still have that momentum, but it's easy for me to say. I feel well prepared for things.
I think Pip would look to Balthazar and put a little hand on his shoulder, and also realize that his shoulder is now a little bit further up than she remembers.
Yeah.
And say, "Oh, my dear friend, can Blueberry Pond wait?"
Of course it can. I am not one to back out of something that I've started, and this is definitely a very big endeavor that we've all started. I would like to see my fellow toads again and find out what is happening, but we have the opportunity here. We could seize it.
Let's see this through.
All right then.
So the last thing of this conversation, Mikhail sort of looks up and says, I was chased by seagulls who were looking for the message that I was carrying. Pipistrel, did you say that you saw seagulls this morning?
She thinks.
It was
and then
over you.
Yeah, and then she says, "Yes, I did. While I was sitting on the prow of the boat."
I know I was told not to open it, but I think it would be smart if I opened this message with you three. So that if I don't get back to Blueberry Pond, or if I... It's better to share this knowledge, at least so that it gets to someone.
She nods in agreement.
I think Balthazar is a little like... because
Opening someone else's post.
it's illegal!
I love that you've never met messengers before, Pipistrel, and Pipistrel's like, yeah, open it. Go for it.
Yeah,
and you're like, no,
do
that's
it."
against the law. And Pipistrel is the certified messenger.
Yeah.
Very good.
She's bad at
So that's
her
one
job.
yay, one nay.
And that's
Well,
Well,
does
I
Lonesome
think,
feel?
I think Balthazar's just like, you said in much fury ordered to not open this.
No,
Balthazar
I
is
just carry
distressed.
messages. It was Red Spring who told me not to open it, who said that it's dangerous.
Ooh.
For the good of Blueberry Pond, we should
Wait,
probably
it's
know.
dangerous? Well, it will explode? No, we have to open it here. I won't allow anyone to be hurt.
I don't think... There's like a gentle wing pat, and like, I don't think literally dangerous. I don't think there's like a knife inside or something. He sort of rattles it, and there's like a... of like some kind of curled up paper.
But if it's a knife, then Pipistrel could use it.
Oh. Oh, I love him so much. Pip will look again, sort of do the one of my favorite things to do, which is she'll look at Ludson,
Raise an eyebrow.
raise an eyebrow, try not to laugh, and then say, I feel we should take this risk and just see what's going on.
The more minds that know, the more chance it has of getting there.
Indeed. And I'm sure everything will be absolutely fine, Balthazar. In fact, I guarantee it.
Well, if
There will
it's
be
a
no knives
Pipistrel
in this letter.
guarantee, then... Oh, it's just against the knives. Okay. Well, I think that's a safe bet, but I'll still take it because I trust you. Listen,
Oh,
about everything.
oh, bless him. Yeah, I think we let Mikhail open the letter, the tube.
So Mikhail sort of like holds the tube in one claw, sort of sits on his butt, and then uses the other claw to like
Lots of mug in my
break the
hand.
wax seal, and then
Aw.
twist the cap open. Takes out the paper with his beak, and then sort of sits up on one leg and has the other sort of like whoosh, unfurl it open. And it's very tiny because it's a messenger cap and it's intended to be tied to a bird's leg, so it's a very small piece of paper. Only the paper's also very thin. More could have fit in the canister, but it's a very short message, and he simply sort of looks at it, and kind of reads it, and goes, "I don't. It doesn't make any sense to me." He says,
Do
"Grain
you know how
powers
to
and
read?
You say that, he goes, yes, but it might make sense to our friend, Quell. It says, grain pour is an alias.
Grain
Yeep.
paw.
Yeep,
Grandpa.
Grandpa. That's the beast that had Chipper take the beetle.
And
So
it
that's
says,
not his real
and he
name.
kind of flips it, he kind of like flips the paper over and turns it back and says, and the only other word it says is Noah.
Noah.
Noah,
Like a
like the
name.
word to know.
Nor.
Noah.
Oh,
Oh,
As in-
fuck.
Like
It's
as in the
Noah.
Norse.
as in the
The Norse.
guild?
Yeah,
Oh,
this doesn't bode well.
Mikhail kind of gives a bird shrug. Being a bird from the south, he would have no context or idea who the Noahs are,
Yeah.
or the fact that there's only rumors of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh gosh, so I guess for all of us then that's like actual, because like the Noahs are like really weird because they kind of exist but they also kind of don't. Like there's stories about them, but there's never been any like conclusive proof that Noahs are actually a guild.
They're like,
something.
oh god, what are they called? The Secret Society.
Yeah.
The Illuminati is the
Yeah,
beast world.
That is
Yeah, yeah.
where we're going to
Illuminati.
end today's session.
No!
So, with that, like, a little bit of information, it's time for us to do a little reflection on the long scene that we've had over the last few sessions.
Yay.
So I drew this fortune with Balthazar and Lutzen and used it to kind of influence what was going on with you, Atlanta. I didn't explicitly say like this was happening. The last 2 sessions have been with the theme of pride and humility, of motivation, what motivates you to take actions. These are the tags for those themes. For humility, you have accept, cede, credit, expose, free, lead, inspire, trust, unfurl, worship, and yield. And for pride, you have admire, assert, condescend, dictate, forbid, glory, judge, martyr, and preen. I am going to dip away for 2 seconds for a biological need, and you guys will discuss how you think your characters have acted the last couple sessions. Whether you have acted with pride or with humility. Right now, while I dip away for a second, but I can still hear you.
Okay. I mean, I think you two go first because your session was the first one. So
I think
I'm unsure.
I think my character Balthazar, whose name I forgot, would probably be pride, given the notion of admiration and glorifying the fact that he went for his hammer. He had a chance to maybe go for something else, but he went for his hammer. That his pride in his kind of attachment to these elements of kind of glory and identity were stronger than even his like raw need for survival.
That's fair.
The humility does have worship.
Yeah, I don't know. Because Lutzen didn't he didn't do much except from well, I suppose he helped save Mikhail, but he wasn't it wasn't much of a struggle. He just lost all his stuff and couldn't really do much about it. He was kind of helpless. So maybe it's just coming to acceptance of that. Maybe his humility. I don't know. I see accept on the side of humility.
There is something in that, actually, to be fair.
He's just having to accept that all of his things are gone. He's going to have to make a new amends. He's going to have to figure something out. It's just an acceptance of, this is where things are right now. This is the situation. I guess that's probably in vice of taking... No, wait. Virtue.
That's virtue.
Of taking
I'd also say that, today's session adds this as well. I think trust is a big one here. You want to go to Blueberry Pond, or Lutzen wants to go to Blueberry Pond, and you're trusting Balthy that you can make it forward if you keep pushing to Ladies Bank.
Yeah.
Without your tools, there's a real friend trust in there that your friend trusts in you, and therefore you trust in their judgment of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's really sweet.
I think Stacey is definitely in pride. She always wants to be looking fabulous and gorgeous. Gorge.
I yielded my potato to stranger.
Oh god. I feel... Oh god, Pip over the last, this session and, last session... There's kind of aspects of both, in a way, because... There's definitely aspects of Vice, because... She did make a judgment on that bat that was following her. It was but she was very much in it's either they die or I die situation.
What happened was the bat, the red fang from Lallistock followed you. Yes. You tried to lose them, and in the process of trying to lose them from tailing you, you both caught the attention of a owl. The owl then proceeded to chase both of you and take swings at either of you, and you chose to essentially ditch in a random direction, hoping the owl goes for the slightly larger
went for the other bat,
red fang bat, and
it worked.
It just happened. Chance happened to go in your favor.
Yeah. So I basically that was definitely a sort of a point for Pip to.
But wouldn't actually that in a way be almost humility? You're yielding to chance, you're ceding your own decision making to let the world decide for you.
Yeah, there is something in that. I feel actually now that I'm looking, because I'm looking at the card and I'm looking at the words around,
Yeah.
and there's quite a few things that actually might have put Pip into virtue this time, because you know she took because she took a lead to lead this other bat away from you two on the lake, on the loch even. You know, she trusted in her instincts basically, because that was a lot of that session of her like running or flying away from the bat was like she was basically just going on blind instinct because it was dark. She was relying on her ears, and you know. But there was, and also looking at the word except, there was definitely a point where she was like, I might die. And was like, I will not accept that. Oh, I don't know. I can't decide if I would
more
be
neutral then.
I can't decide if I would be more neutral or virtue. Because again, kind of both in a way.
Yeah, it seems like you were having to weigh up immediate decisions, but still take, like, they were impulsive but still weighing them up.
Yeah.
You know, and that feels neutral, that it was a combination of both. Like, yes, you had to kind of accept, you know, these things that were happening, but at the same time, you know, you weren't going to become a martyr for this. Like, you were motivated and like kind of self-preserving.
Yeah, I mean, that was like that was kind of the thing that kept her going, was like she didn't know what had happened to you two yet, so she was like, well, I can't give up yet, because otherwise, like, I'm never going to see them again, and like they'll never see me again. They'll just they'll just be waiting for me. And
I think you're motivated by both pride and humility, literally.
Yeah.
Like,
so yeah. So I think Pip might still be in neutral then. I wasn't actually. So yeah, I'd go back in. I think I'd go back into neutral. Yeah.
So I'm gonna make that course correction. So Balthazar, you are in Vice.
I think so, because I'm mostly thinking of that decision of, like, even I was like, no, the hammer! This is everything the character is based off of, and so much of his deification of knighthood, the glorification of it, admiration of it, I think in that moment drove him beyond just survival. He's like, I have to have this. Because I just think that was the biggest, like, you know, standout moment, because outside of that, I guess maybe assertion as well, where when he found out, like, oh, you're missing a thing, like, Mikhail, you dropped the thing, okay, I'm gonna go get it. Like, there wasn't like a, what should we do? It's just like, I'm the one to do this.
Yeah. I think there was a lot of,
reason,
like,
but,
it's a good thing. Like, pride can be a good thing. It's self-confidence, it's the charisma to keep pushing forward, it's the assurance that you can help. Like, there is no, like, good or bad thing here.
But I'm just thinking it was that those moments kind of defined him, defined his personality and decision in that last scene. Therefore, it would be pride. He dipped into Vice.
It's interesting how you guys have all swapped as opposed to everyone aligning in one camp, so to speak.
Yeah, I like how that happens though, because that's
just moved over one. Yeah,
I know, right? I kind of like it when that happens. I think it's really interesting that instead of like we all align with one of the wheels, we all sort of dance around and we all kind of pick up on like different parts, which to be also just as a kind of like in a slightly meta gamey kind of way is really helpful in certain aspects. Let's be real.
Can we make like a wee fortune's wheel? Where there's like the three segments, and we just move the character heads in between time.
Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea actually.
For like give the diagram on here. Anyway,
so that is a good idea. That is a good idea that I will probably work on, or like a little checkerboard or something.
Yeah. Oh, Fraser, you so smart.
Smart.
So smart.
Yeah. So, that's the reflection. I feel.
That's us.
I feel like that's your at. You guys grab the food traded to you. I'm gonna put each of you have in your pack lunch dried food.
Yay!
Yeah. So I could put that in, or you could add it.
I'm gonna add that now to mine.
Dried food. Putting that in Balthazar's.
Exchange my boater hat for dried food.
I will add the boater hat
Boater
back
hat.
into my inventory.
Yeah.
The boater hat.
It could be one of your tools.
Tool.
I feel like what is one thing Stacy would give from her expansive travel bags?
Oh yeah, she
As like
has
a good
a
luck
bunch, doesn't
token.
she?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you know what?
luggage.
She will give a spare nail file,
Aww, what a cutie.
and she'll say to Watson, I put a lot of work into that, so just make sure you look after them.
It's going to be a pedicure. I think it's going to be a whole, like, I always give a spare. Here's my spare pedicure kit. It's
never
got
know when
colours
I'm
green, orange, red, and rose blush.
Oh my god, yes.
Uh-huh.
I love
Ready.
her.
It's from my Sunset
great.
collection.
I have a new palette dropping in the fall, so yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Stacy is the first influencer.
Oh my god.
Oh
I'll have a new
no.
palette inspired by my travels come spring, so watch this space.
Oh Jesus.
Keep your eye out.
Oh god,
on the,
Avatar The Last Airbender, Stacy, the first influencer.
Oh my god. Ugh.
Nice. Oh god.
What
Well, we day it.
What are these Pipistrel illustrations? What is happening?
That's the look that she gives to Balthazar whenever he says something stupid.
Oh my god, I love it. It's so true though. I actually almost want to move these up to where the the mud champ. The mud champ is.
Yeah, hang on, I'll move them.
Because that's like that has
All the
big-
drawings that we've done could just be emotes for Twitch.
They
Honestly.
really could. I feel like we need to make emotes if we ever do like.
Oh god.
Oh my god, these are so good. I love them. Balthy. For fuck's
Well,
sake.
I think that is the perfect spot for us to end today's episode.
Yes.
Yes, is good.
Yeah. And I would say that I would have, if I had been on my shit, like a really dramatic, like, dun 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 sting ready for the reveal from the message cat, but I completely forgot. So just imagine
That's
in your
fair. That
heads
is fair.
that when that happened, the music went really ominous and dark and like, oh, dun dun dun.
Yeah. Your music is so good, we could definitely imagine that.
Yes. So I am Brian. I'm just gonna kick off. Otherwise, it's just gonna be like chatting all day. I'm
true.
Brian. I have been the narrator today. I run Dungeons on a Dime. I made the game that we play. I made the world that we play in. It's been really fun. I have been joined today by my three lovely friends. I run Dungeons on a Dime. You can find all my stuff at doad.co.uk. Thank you for Roll20 for sponsoring this show. Thank you for helping me put Vice and Virtue, which is the little subsystem we're playing with the cool little cards, into the thing. Look, it's a book cover in Roll20. It's so cool. I'm great at outros. Moving on to Ver, who will do so much better than me.
Pips, everybody. I have been Ver. You can find me on social media at Verface at Twitter, Sticks and Sharks at Tumblr, and also you can support me on the Patreon, which is also Verface, just like my Twitter. This was a delight. I hope that the giggling is at me drawing Pipistrel drinking from a hip flask.
The way you said Patreon sounded like Moira Rose from Schitt's Creek, but it's a niche
I
reference.
have never watched it, I'm afraid, so I do not know this pop
Look it up.
cultural reference.
I'm gonna move it into frames so that we can see it next to the map.
Yes.
Hip
Oh.
flask pit.
Oh, but hang on. Okay, hopefully I can.
Wait, did you draw ears and now that?
No, I'm starting to draw ears.
Yeah.
I just hope that I'll have room. In any case, this was a delight as usual. Love having the whole gang back. Sorry that we totally tricked you, Atlanta. We weren't planning it until we were in the last 10 minutes that you were gone to get water. It was
weren't
really
planning
fun.
it until we were.
And yeah, Brian, thank you for the game and going along with these fun improv mishaps that we have decided to unravel.
I'm just saying, we're looking currently on screen at Ver's Patreon. And for only £2, you can have anything you want. It is amazing. All of the cool things.
Well, actually, no.
just-
2
oh,
pounds.
no,
You are wrong. You are lying.
I am incorrect.
right now. 2 pounds. If $2 actually, it's not in pounds. I think. $2 is just a tip jar. You start getting stuff at 5, just because I can't make this my job. But it is 2 pounds, huh? Sorry, I've never seen it in pounds. It's in dollars for me. For 4 pounds, you get early art posts and exclusive art that lives only on Patreon, including art from like tabletop games and stuff like that. For the $6.50 per month, you get access to world building stuff. I've been posting actually a lot of concept art for a graphic novel pitch that I'm getting ready. I also share my work. So like if I'm working on comics, you see previews and stuff like that. So I would highly recommend it. Please help me continue living as an artist. Thank you very much.
It's so pretty. And now I'm going to hit the back button to first Twitter where, oh my god, it's so pretty. Yes.
Thanks.
And now, next in our, speaking of Cheddar Gorge, Alpaca Scribbles.
Hello everybody, I am proof that God makes mistakes.
Oh my god.
My name is Atlanta.
Atlanta, no.
Yes,
Dare
it's
you.
true. No, I
No!
do. Don't at me.
Having you right now.
I have been playing Pipistrel. I feel tricked and lied to. But you can find me on Twitter at Alpaca Scribbles, at Alpaca_Scribbles on Instagram, where actually also on my Twitter right now I am available for commission. I have icon stuff available right now, but if you want something else more detailed, please do feel free to just drop me a DM. I would be really grateful because commissions are basically one of my only sources of income right now. Please and thank you. Thank you very much for this wonderful game, except for being tricked. I hate you all. No, I don't. I promise. No, this was really fun. It was so lovely to have everybody back together. This was a nice little chill kind of. We're gonna talk to nice other beasties and figure out where we're going next. And you know, I'm excited for the next leg of our adventure. Yeah.
Yeah. And last but not least, a lost astronaut. You have been found.
Sup?
Found astronaut.
Found astronaut. God damn, you just ruined my brand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hello, I am Fraser. I use he, him pronouns, and that's what we do at the beginning. Anyway, you can find me on things, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, under the alias of Lost Astronaut. Not found. Lost Astronaut. I'm lost. Someone help find me.
Someone find him.
Yes, I'm an illustrator, designer, etc., character artist. You can also check out the other tabletop role-playing stream that I do, which is every Saturday, with some other friends that I have, called The Clockwork Order. It's a D&D...
His real friends.
Oh no, guys. It's called The Clockwork Order. It's a D&D live show and podcast, etc., etc. It's very fun. Big drama just happened with my poor little character, but you'll have to go and check that out to find out some more. So, you know.
You should.
Is he actually for real dead?
Oh, God.
No, but he may have accidentally got someone flat out killed. Anyway.
Uh-oh!
Yep.
Holy
Yes.
shit.
Please support me on Patreon and such. Commissions are not open right now because I'm a busy boy with busy projects and I also work a part-time job, so... Yeah, that was a terrible outro.
No, it wasn't. It was perfect.
I'm just rambling. My brain's...
Look
We
at how
all
pretty the
ramble.
rainbow characters on Fraser's Patreon is. It's so beautiful.
They're lovely.
It's very gay.
Oh, I also forgot to say, Fraser and I work on a Patreon, and Fraser, we did have a conversation about what we're doing this month. Last month, I just make role-playing game stuff. Last month, I worked with a friend, and I made this beautiful, like 15, 16-page thing called Enchanting the Northlands that my friend wrote and that I designed and illustrated. It's free, so patrons got it early, but it's now just out there because it was for their degree, their writing degree. And it is all about this sort of like Finland mythology-based storytelling magic system where you sort of tell the world where it came from and convince it to change. It's sort of like if your grandpa gave you a lecture, you just give in and drive him to Tesco's. Except you're the grandpa and the world is your nephew taking you to Tesco's.
It's all
Yeah!
The world is your Tesco's.
Yeah, it's fun. Thank you. Well, goodbye for now.
Everybody, bye.
See you next
Bye,
week. Goodbye.
everybody.
Oh yeah, see you next week. We're not just going away. See you next week. Bye.
I'm leaving.